Over the last several years, I have worked with or got to learn from some of the most successful course creators on the planet. I'm talking about people who have built successful 7- and 8-figure companies selling online courses. And while they all do marketing differently, they all do this one thing the same. It's the underlying model that you can use to break down and see pretty much how any successful course business runs. And so in this video, I'm just gonna break it down for you. See, they all have these same 3 things completely dialed in their business. And if you have these 3 things dialed in, it would be hard not to have a successful business. But if you're missing one of these, you're gonna run into the most common problems that hold most people back from growing their online course business. So let's dive in and break down this model so you can see how you can use it to grow your business. The first thing that every successful company does is they have a way to drive awareness online. And there are a ton of different ways to do this, right? You can have a YouTube channel, you can run ads on Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, you can do Instagram, blogging, SEO, podcasts, partnerships, JV deals, public speaking. You can even do cold outreach or cold calling. Really doesn't matter what you're doing here. There are a lot of things you could do. The point is you have a system that is consistently driving awareness to your business. And you've got to have at least one of these channels that you know is going to bring new people into your business every single month. Now, this alone isn't enough. You've probably heard stories about people who have huge followings that don't make that much money. But this is a really foundational starting point. Now, if you're just getting started, I'll show you how to pick the right one for you here in a second once we get towards the end of this video. Whatever you decide works for you, ultimately you need a system that's consistently driving awareness and new leads into your business. So that brings us to step 2, which is you need a way to capture and nurture leads so that you can build a relationship with those leads. So having a giant YouTube channel is great. Having a podcast or a big blog, whatever that is that drives awareness to your business is awesome. But if you're constantly relying on these big social platforms or tech giants to send you traffic, you're always at risk. And there are so many stories about people who woke up one day and their account was shut down or hacked or deleted. It happens way more than you think. It happened to me once, and I can tell you it was not fun. So you need to have a way to get people off of these big social platforms and into a channel that you can control, one that isn't always dependent on an algorithm to get in front of your audience. And you need a place that you can build that one-on-one relationship with people, because ultimately, if you're an expert and you're selling courses, people want to buy because they want to learn from you. And so there are a couple ways to do this. Email marketing is the tried and true way to do this. So this has been working since email has been a thing, right? Get people on an email list, build a relationship with them in their inbox, and then sell them stuff over time. Communities are also really huge. So Facebook groups have been around for a long time. Some people have their own apps and communities. You see School is blowing up right now. This is a huge community platform that people are using. Whatever it is, this gives you a way to connect one-on-one with your audience without having the distractions of social media, with cat videos, with wild stunts, with whatever else is popping up in their newsfeed. And so you need a way to build an environment where people can get nurtured by your brand, buy into your mission, get excited about what you do, and learn about what you have to offer. Now, having a way to drive lots of awareness and then capture leads and nurture those leads is, again, a great foundation to building a successful business. You're still missing one thing. And if you just have these 2 things alone, you'll probably end up feeling overwhelmed and overworked with all the stuff that you're doing, but you're not going to be making nearly as enough money as you thought you would. And the worst thing is when you have a big following and a big list and when you're scraping by every month. And so that's where this last step comes in. This last step here, step 3, is you need a way to sell people. And funnels are hands down the best way to do this. Now, there are lots of funnels that work. Maybe you have a funnel with an evergreen offer, meaning it's something that's available for your customers to buy all the time. And maybe that's just a simple sales page with some order bumps and some upsells. You drive people to that through your email list or your community or from your social media channels. You can run time promotions and do launches with your audience. This is super common in the course space because it works really well. So you see this all the time. People have these limited time enrollment windows where they do a big promotion. People can sign up within a certain window. The doors close. You can't join again until the doors open back up. Or if you're selling high ticket, you can do this with a sales team, right? So this is where you have a team of setters and closers. You're following up with people that you get online and you are selling them over the phone. Usually this is for offers that are over 3K. You've got webinars, quiz funnels, challenges, email funnels. All of these things can work and they all have their place. Really depends on where you're at with your business and what you sell. That'll kind of decide what you need to build. And I'll show you how to decide where to get started in just one second here too. So why am I breaking this model down in this simple way like this? Because when you have this model to look at your business, it makes it really easy to spot where the bottlenecks are. Because if you don't have each one of these dialed in, you are constantly going to be struggling. Meaning either you have a big audience and you're not making enough money from it, or you have customers that love your products, you just don't have enough customers. Recently, I started working with one company that had a huge audience and they just weren't making as much money as they thought they could be with it. And so just using this framework, I took a look at what they were doing. And when I looked, it was like step one, awesome. They were great at making YouTube videos. They were getting millions of views. What they didn't have is a way to get people off of that platform and into an environment where they could get excited about what they had to sell and then actually buy from them. And usually all their audience ever saw was really hypey content that did really well on the social media platforms because it fed the algorithm, but it didn't have that like one-on-one connection and it didn't have that sales message in there. And so we started working with them to build up their email list and then get the right funnels in place so that they can run monthly email promos to sell to that list. And that's just one example. So hopefully you can see with this model, it helps you pinpoint where specific problems are that are keeping you from getting the growth that you want. And over time, more successful businesses have lots of these. So like if you look at Dan Coe here, he's got a YouTube channel, he posts on X, he's got a huge email list, and then he has a bunch of different offers. He's got a low ticket offer, a continuity offer, he's got high ticket courses. If you look at Sabri Supri, he's got a big YouTube channel here, he runs ads, he's got a podcast, he drives all that to a big email list, and then he has a book funnel, he has a webinar, he has done for you services. Charlie Morgan, who's like crushing it on YouTube right now, he's got a big YouTube channel, he also runs ads, he has a Facebook group that he drives most people to, and then he does high ticket sales. So it's like all of these guys are using YouTube, podcasts, email lists, and communities and lots of funnels to keep growing. When you're just getting started, you don't need all of that, but you absolutely need one of these from each category. So what you don't want to do is get distracted and start adding more of these until you have at least one of dialed in from each one of these categories. So if you're new to growing a business and you want to use this model and figure out what you can do in each category, think about what are the skills that you have and what do you love doing. So for me, I enjoy making videos. This is fun for me. Some people prefer writing. So maybe they do more like long form content or Twitter. Some people love short form content. Whatever it is, you have to find one channel in each one of these columns and then just stick with it, right? So pick one channel to drive awareness, pick one channel to capture and nurture leads. And again, whatever you enjoy most is probably what's best for you. So I enjoy email more. I definitely read more email, way more than I engage in communities. So I pick email. But if you really like being in communities, maybe start with a community. And then the last one is just pick one way to sell your core product. There are lots of different funnels out there. You've got webinars, low ticket, high ticket, sales call funnels, all kinds of stuff. And it can be tough to know where to start. So I actually made another video on that topic right here. So if you will check out this video, I will show you how to pick exactly which funnel that you need to start with. So click on this video right here and I will catch you over there.